Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple. That's your no shit gaming news video. 3 news stories in one video with 0 faff. Cyberpunk is perhaps the best modern example of a game that was rushed to launch, and while it certainly won't be the last, it's easily the highest profile case of it. Ahead of launch, the developers promised a number of free and premium DLC packs in a similar vein to the company's previous game The Witcher 3, and supposedly some of those titles have just leaked. With this apparently free DLC, Cyberpunk is trying to start its redemption arc, but that is still a long way off. This information comes from Reddit user Prickly Assassin, who explored the back end of Epic Games Store to find store pages for 9 DLC packs and 1 expansion pass, presumably for paid content later. Obviously, this comes with the usual disclaimer that this is all just leaks and rumours, so don't believe it all, I'm just here to give you the info. There is no information about what these DLCs might be. They could be story-based, they could be cosmetic, they could introduce new areas, new quests, new mechanics, or they could just be horse armor. The pack names are as follows: Ripperdocs expansion, Body Shops expansion, Fashion Forward expansion, Gangs of Night City, Body of Chrome, Rides of the Dark Future, The Relic, Neck Deep, and Night City expansion. Interestingly, only some of them feature the word expansion, indicating that there will be some variety in size and scope of whatever this content is. Some of these could actually be paid DLCs, but the fact that the expansion pass is listed with a price of $14.99 leads me to believe that they are in fact free. In an emergency shareholder call back when the game launched, CD Projekt's management said that they hadn't altered their plans around DLC pricing, but I really wouldn't be surprised if some of this content was meant to be at a premium and now they're offering it for free as an olive branch. Now, I could sit here and waste your time talking about what could be in these packs, but since it's a pretty bare bones leak as it is, I'll spare you my needless speculation. But more important than any DLC is fixing the content that is already there, and the next phase of that begins with the new 1.2 patch. The game is in need of a lot of work, and while this isn't the full patch that was promised for February before being delayed, it is a long list of fixes. In total, the notes include over 8,000 words and list fixes for both PC and console versions. When the game launched in the state it did, the leadership at CD Projekt claimed there were a number of unforeseen issues that did not show up during testing. Okay, we can't expect absolutely every bug to be spotted by QA and fixed, but 8,000 words worth tells me that was just an itty bitty little bit of bullshit. I mean, we all already knew this was bullshit, but that just proves it even more. The list is composed of literally over 500 items, but yeah, now they didn't all show up during testing. Okay, whatever you say. I still have every faith that at some point the game will be decent. We may well be waiting years for that, but in the meantime, I happily uninstalled it and have moved on to better things. The full list of patch notes is linked below if you want to torture yourself and read through the whole tome, but the key categories are gameplay, quests, open world design, cinematic design, environment and levels, graphics and animation, UI, stability and performance, miscellaneous, PC specific and console specific. The general consensus seems to be from those who have played since the patch that many of these changes do help and improve the game, but there is still a very long way to go until the game is what was promised, and no doubt even longer until CD Projekt's reputation is repaired. The update is also pretty damn beastly at 30GB on PC and 40 to 45 on consoles. Now it's just a race against time. Will the game be fully fixed before I run out of hard drive space? And next up, Marvel's Avengers is another game that is in desperate need of a redemption arc, though it seems much less likely to happen with this one. Something players have been begging for since the game was first announced is costumes from the MCU, and finally, all these years later and 6 months after launch, MCU costumes are coming to the game. This was announced in a tweet which said, "We'll be introducing the Red Room takeover this spring. Features rewards like animated nameplates, outfits inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a deadly harm room hacked by Yelena Belova, and more secrets to decrypt." The Red Room takeover is an upcoming event that is set to launch alongside the Black Widow solo movie, which launches in June. Rejoice, the world is at peace at long last. Oh wait, no, sorry, how foolish of me to assume something so popular would come without a price.
What did it cost?
Everything.
In a subsequent tweet, it was pointed out that these costumes in fact will only be available through the in-game marketplace. To clarify, the outfits inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be available exclusively in the marketplace for purchase with credits. Many won't see this as an issue because it's purely cosmetic and the event comes to the game for free, so it's not the end of the world, but it feels so dirty to me. One of the biggest fan requested features was suits from the MCU, and monetizing it like this is just a cheap move to extract more from the whales. DC's fighting game Injustice 2 introduced costumes from the Justice League movie when that first rolled out in 2017, but you could unlock those those by completing challenges for that specific character. If you wanted someone's suit, you had to earn each part of it through work. Now, technically, you can earn credits through gameplay, but you can't possibly earn enough to be able to afford everything. Events like these are such an obvious opportunity to let people grind and work towards the goal of an MCU suit, but instead that's not even the reward, so why bother doing it? One of the game's many problems is that it's grind for the sake of grind, but with a goal to strive towards, it can be much more justified. Grinding isn't even an option here, it's not like it's a time saver, you literally just have to pay, that's it. It seems like at every opportunity they have to do the right thing or something that will get them some brownie points with fans, they still find a way to sour it. But to be fair, we've not even seen the suits yet, so they could look really shit, which would be absolutely hilarious. Plus, each MCU character has multiple suits throughout the 20 odd films. For example, Thor doesn't look anything like he does in his first movie versus what he looks like in Ragnarok, and then changes again even more for Endgame. You may think that this is just cosmetics, so it doesn't matter, but if you can't see why this is a dirty move, then I just don't know what to tell you anymore. And finally, we all knew it was already over for Anthem. Hell, most of us knew from the moment the game launched, but questions still remain over the future of the developer Bioware. The studio that was once a beloved jewel in the video game landscape has been hemorrhaging staff for the past few years, with key figures like Casey Hudson and Mark Dara leaving. The next important face to say goodbye is Jonathan Warner, the studio's chief of staff and Anthem's game director. On Twitter he said, "So today is my last day at Bioware. I'm moving on to do new things. Bioware has been home to my grateful heart for nearly 10 years and I want to wish them all the best. Dragon Age, Mass Effect and Star Wars The Old Republic are in good hands and I can't wait to play from this side of the screen. Thank you, Bioware." It's unclear where he's moving to next, but this is more worrying for the future of Bioware. Mass Effect's Legendary Edition launches in May and will breathe a little life into the studio while it develops the as of yet untitled Dragon Age 4. Though as far as I can see, Dragon Age 4 is the studio's last chance for a hit after back-to-back flops with Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. If it was just him leaving in isolation, I wouldn't be too bothered, but after losing so many influential figures that made the studio what it is, it's hard to be confident that the company will survive much longer. Hopefully, Dragon Age will be the game to finally put them back on track, especially now they've abandoned all that live service bullshit. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this no shit format, go ahead and give the video a like to give it a boost, hit subscribe and the bell if you want to stay up to date on all future installments, toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Henry Cooper, that's all for today, bye for now.